So, hi everybody. I think we've given everybody enough time to join the webinar. Hopefully, if anybody else joins, they don't miss too much of it. So, I'd like to start by welcoming everybody for joining us today in regards to Smart Document Control intro and talking points. As you can see on the screen, my name is Bob Fulham. I'm the Inside Sales Manager for the UK at DocuWare. And it is my pleasure to present this short webinar in regards to how you can use Smart Document Control and a short demo of the solution itself. So, a couple of house rules. I have somebody answering the questions for me, my able assistant, Nick Ivans, who is our marketing manager in the UK at DocuWare. So we will keep everybody muted, and any questions that come up or you have during the presentation and the demonstration, if you can put those in the chat, we will answer those at the end to ensure that we're covering everything. And at the end, you'll see a slide with my contact details on, so you can always fire me over an email. I will be quite happy to assist in any way I can. So let's get started. Smart Document Control. So we're talking about smart solutions that allow us to launch into sales success, as it says on the slide. Quite simply, we've put together some solutions that we consider to be easy sell, pre-configured, quick into the market solutions. The first of these is obviously Smart Document Control. But what does that mean? What is it that you are delivering? Well, as I said, ready to go, quick, simple, into the document management marketplace with legally compliant, secure archiving, simple assignments and access rights to documentation, quick and easy store and retrieval of those documents in regards to people having to search them and get hold of them. Collaboration regardless of location, i.e. globally, as well as just within the regions or countries that you're working in. Deadline monitoring, things like the retention policies for documents, deletion policies, these kind of things that can be very important to certain types of organizations. And obviously managing tasks via workflows. As you are probably all aware, a lot of the solution itself is based around the workflows that we put in the background to allow people to be able to work quickly, effectively, in a far more streamlined and paperless way with DocuWare. So our idea in regards to this solution is to provide you guys with immediate sales success. The solution itself is easy to present and use. You can set it up within 10 minutes in regards to the test setup itself, which obviously is downloadable directly from the partner portal. We have quick and high closing rates after one presentation with this solution. And as you'll see with the demo, it is quick and easy and answers so many questions that people have in their first sort of forays into using a digital office and becoming paperless. The solution itself is implemented in a few steps, and it is very easy to upsell the additional services and licenses in the second and third steps as you build that relationship with the customer. The idea of this solution is to get in there quickly, get those people interested in DocuWare and what it offers in its first steps, so that we can then build that relationship and build the scale of the solution for those companies. So, target markets. The mainstay of this, probably small to medium size companies, 5 to 50 employees, where your main decision makers are going to be MDs, CEOs, that kind of person. It can work for larger organizations, especially when a company is first looking to become paperless or go digital. So, you know, you are not sort of hamstrung in regards to the size of company, but the vast majority of what we are providing is going to be initially picked up by smaller organizations. So within that, what we are then looking for when we're first talking to these guys are, what are their main challenges? What are the main things that are coming up that we deal with on a daily basis within organizations in regards to going paperless? You are always going to have those conversations. Too much paper around the office, too many files. People have to have off-site storage for their filing systems. Finding documents and actually getting them back so that you can go through them and find out what any issues are or things like that is extremely time consuming and tedious. It's massively problematic when companies are having to do audits or ensuring that they are following their security and data protection rules. We all know the issues with GDPR and how much of a pain that can be. And to be honest, in a paper-based office, you have that lack of transparency and it's not streamlined. People are going to be working quite slowly in regards to having to go through stacks of paper to find what they are looking for. Even if they have an excellent filing system in regards to where those files are within the building, you have to go to the file cabinets. You then have to go through which drawer those files are in, find that specific file, open that file, take out the specific piece of information, and then take it back to your desk to actually do whatever it was that the issue was. So in regards to having that conversation with people and finding out what those challenges are so that we can build a path to them using our solution, we need to look at the talking points that we have to get there. So important things: listen more than you speak, pose open-ended questions, and yes, this is probably teaching you all how to suck eggs, but it is always nice to get a reminder that yes or no questions are not going to get the responses, the information that we want, and follow up on their answers. Be sure that if somebody says, oh yeah, we want to go paperless, what does that mean to them? What are the areas that are specifically a pain point in regards to their current ways of working, the processes they use at the minute, that allow us to be able to nail down those actual pain points with a genuine beneficial solution from DocuWare. So some of the things that we work with, some of the things that we pick up on based on questions and what that actually means for smart document control can be quite simple. How do they organize their storage? How do they file their documents currently? And this is not meaning that they are completely paper-based. Don't forget, as you can see on the slides, you're talking about Microsoft Office, ERP solutions, industry-specific software, things like OneDrive, Google Drive, and God forbid, the classic from Microsoft in, oh, do you know what, it's just gone out of my head. I can't remember the name of it now because I hate it, but I'm sure everybody knows what I'm talking about. The solution that we're looking at is smart cloud archiving for everything. Every form of documentation that requires to be stored can be put in the cloud. DocuWare cover something like 250 different original formats of documentation. All of that can be stored in the cloud. all of it can be picked up and read directly into the program that was used to create it. How do you manage the incoming paper that is coming into the organization? And again, we're talking about scanning, waste, all of these sort of areas. Do they have strict storage criteria? Are employees storing things in specific locations that are company based, or are they just sticking them on their own file explorers and these sort of areas, which are, you know, massively important again in regards to being able to get hold of specific information based on the company need or the need of a person within the organization. Searching. Everybody hates going to file cabinets and searching for documents anyway, so making it far easier with a document management solution has got to benefit that organization. They can respond quicker to inquiries, answer questions almost in real time in regards to being able to access that information quickly and easily from a document management solution. They can make sure that everyone working in the team is able to find the information within that team or within the organization. And obviously it allows the bosses to have some oversight in regards to exactly what's happening with that information or those documents within the organization. Another major concern, security. As we mentioned earlier, GDPR is huge in regards to managing and controlling the information that moves around an organization. You have to be able to ensure that your retention policies are being followed. What do you do if there are documents being lost? And the implications of that data loss. How do you protect the most sensitive information within the organization to ensure access internally and externally is not being done by people that shouldn't have those access rights? And of course, as we've mentioned before, deletion policies in regards to how long you have to keep that information on file. Collaboration. So how do people stay on top of due dates and deadlines with contracts, etc.? You know, how do you control that in a paper-based environment where within a smart document environment, you can automatically set reminders? What's the process for getting feedback from documents from colleagues? How do you share those documents in a quick and easy way to ensure everybody knows what changes are happening within the document itself and everybody is happy with the overall complete document? And we can assign tasks in regards to each person within that process of creating that document, can be informed of what is required, and everybody can follow up to ensure those are done correctly. Version controls. I'm sure all of you can remember years ago of doing contracts and somebody saying, oh, I need to make a little change to that one, and then somebody else says, let's make a little change to that one, and you know, 15 different people are involved in that document. Then all of a sudden there's 15 different versions of that document, and no one person or no one location has all of those together to ensure that there is a standard format with all of those changes on in one place. How do their employees access the documents? If they're in another country, working from home, working on a site, if it was a construction company, or a hotel, if they're a catering company, all of this can be easily and simply achieved with smart document control. So it's far more than just data storage in the cloud. We're looking for how we can provide the added benefit to a company. And a lot of this comes down to the information that we glean from our conversations with those people. But the idea is to understand the benefits of not just cloud storage, as we said earlier, like the OneDrive, Google Drive, etc. We're looking at something that is beneficial to the company. It's not just a virtual cabinet somewhere. So when you're looking at smart document control, where does that differ from cloud storage? And as you can see here, I'm not going to read through every part of the slide, but there is so much that we offer in a very simple and easy to present solution that people just cannot achieve with a cloud storage solution. And obviously all of this information is available to you in the partner portal, along with the slides and everything else. So our big ethos for this in regards to smart document control, and this is part of the reason for this webinar, how we're presenting it and putting it forward to you, and you'll see that in the demonstration itself, is to start small but think big. So we're talking about what we can achieve now with smart document control, and then building that relationship with the customer. This is what we would do next, and then obviously later on down the line, the options are limitless in regards to what you can provide for those people. So sort of a toolbox for your next steps. Just smart document control to start with, but then you're looking at things like integrating electronic signatures, which a lot of companies now are picking up on. Many organizations are doing far more business across the globe rather than just in the country that they are based in, which means it's far easier, quicker and safer to get things moving with electronic signatures rather than sending it by post and getting it back. Integrations with applications, whether it be accounting, CRM, finance, ERP, etc. It's building those bridges to allow DocuWare to add more benefit to the organization. Automating invoices and other processes. It's quicker, it's easier, it saves on time, it saves on energy, and any finance person will turn around and tell you if they've got a solution that can cut down on what they're doing in just processing an invoice, that is going to be massively beneficial to them. Web forms, data capture, all of these things can be done in with DocuWare in regards to how we can extend the application to assist in various different areas of the business. And there are integrations, there are smart devices that we can use, and again all of this will be expanded on in various different ways in regards to the information that's passed over to you by DocuWare in regards to what solutions we can integrate with, how we can work with them, what other things that other partners have done to ensure that the customer is getting the best possible use out of their DocuWare solution and the other applications that they have access to. So we've talked about resources, but they are all there. So within the partner portal itself, there are flyers, seminar invites, presentation scripts. You've got the help articles in how-to portal. Everything is available to you to be able to genuinely understand what we provide and how that can benefit a customer, but also provide to the customer to ensure they have a full understanding of what DocuWare can offer them. And all of this starts just with Smart Document Control, the simplest system that we have. So probably best now to actually show you the demonstration itself. And once we've done that, it's the time for takeoff. There's my contact details, and obviously this will be passed around to you guys. So if you have questions or anything like that, you can get hold of me. But let's end the slideshow and jump onto the actual demonstration itself. So I'm going to put on a different hat now. And I'm just making sure. Nick, can you see my web client at the moment?
I can see DocuWare.
Perfect. Cool. So I would obviously hope that you've all seen DocuWare before. This is the web client. So I am now putting on my Peter Sanders hat. Peter Sanders works for a company called Peter's Engineering, and he has started using DocuWare in regards to a solution to assist the company. So this is DocuWare. This is the web client itself. As you can see, it is web-based, which means that it can be accessed from anywhere and generally any device. So smartphones, laptops, tablets, obviously your standard PCs, etc. But the idea is to make it usable for everybody in any environment. The client itself looks exactly the same for all of the customers. The idea is to make it very easy and simple to use. This side, what you can see here, is what we call our document trays. This is where the information comes into DocuWare to be worked with. You can click on import to bring things in, and as you can see, it opens up your Explorer, and you can just click and drag. You could go to your desktop and drag and drop straight into here. You can scan things in. You can move things from other file locations within the organization. Whatever happens with those documents, they come into here to be dealt with. You then have the search functionality, which allows you to search the entire system in regards to the documents. We have lists, which are processes that are running, i.e. tasks potentially for people within the organization. And as you see, we've got some set up in the system already, things where people have a task to do within the next 30 days, anything that's due today or overdue, etc. And those tasks can be managed under the taskbar in regards to your tasks, tasks that you've requested from somebody else, or if you're somebody with manager rights within the system, how to monitor the tasks of other people. And obviously you have your file structure. So Peter Sanders is the sales manager for the company, and he's put a proposal together for one of the clients. So if I double click on that, in the viewer over here, you can see the document that we are using. And again, this is a sample document, so don't worry about the dates not being relevant to today. We're going to store this into the system because Peter wants this available to himself and potentially other people within the company. So we click on the store functionality, and you see here we have parameters that are laid out for the storing of this document. So any starred item is an absolute must. So if I were to try to store this document, it will tell me you must fill out the mandatory fields. Now this is a proposal. Our subtotal is for a customer, and then we're going to just fill in the rest of the information. And if you bear with me for a second, my mouse has gone doolally and decided to run away from me. There we go. So the company name, Flying Tom. And as you can see, all we need to do is click and drag. the information directly into the system, which makes it quick and easy to ensure the information that we are looking for is put into the system. And the project itself is Thunderbird. Document date. And I am actually going to give this an action date of today, which you will see the relevance of that in a few minutes. And I'm going to store it into the system. So I'm still in my document tray. There is now nothing in my document tray because that document itself is now stored within DocuWare. So if I go to my search, and I've gone to my all document search, and I search for a proposal and click on search, automatically it takes us to the document that we have just stored. But also, if you've got a large amount of documents within the system, there are other ways of searching, i.e. full text search. So if I type in Thunderbird and search, the same document comes up. And notice the first instance where Thunderbird is mentioned within the document is highlighted in red. Every following instance is highlighted in yellow. And if this was a multi-page document, i.e. had 100 pages, you would see the same thing. The first instance in red, all following instances in yellow. And if I were to change my, excuse me, to my list view, and you'll see that I have something that is due today or overdue, and it's given me a nice big yellow 1 there to tell me this. I'll just close that document. So I'm looking at that and I'm like, yes, I need to do something with this document today. So again, double click and you'll see that it is the same sample document. Now, I have put this proposal together and I'm looking at it. I just want to make sure that I've got the correct information that I'm going to provide to our customer. So I am going to assign a task to my boss, a Mr. Fred Winner. So I've gone up here to our stamps within the system. We have preset stamps that allow people to quickly and easily assign a task to someone. So I'm going to use the DW assign to task. So I click on that and you can see here that a little box appears to allow us to do things. So I'm putting today's date, and I can't spell. We're going to ask to please check the amounts and the T's and C's. Now I'm going to, as I said, give this access to Fred Winner, the boss of the company. I'm going to pick anyone. You have a choice of all or anyone. If you were doing a list of 4 or 5 different people that had to check and each had to confirm that they were happy with the document, you would pick all. But as I'm only sending it to Fred, I just need to click anyone because he's the only person that I actually need to complete the task within the system. So I've set that and you'll see that we've got a lovely little stamp there. And I'll just make that bigger so that you can see it better. All of the information and the request that I've put in appear on the stamp itself. The stamps are virtual. So if I click on this button here, they disappear, but can be kept on the document if required. So amazingly enough, because we have such wonderful technology, I am now going to amazingly transform into Fred Winner. Now, excuse me, Fred is not in the office. He's sunning himself in the Bahamas, but he's just received an email notification telling him that he has a task that has been assigned to him in DocuWare. So as you can see, now I've refreshed my screen. There's a big yellow one up here on his tasks. So he's going to open that task. And as you can see, we have there complete assignment that I've assigned to him. So he's going to double click on that. The document itself opens so that he can see the document and what is required of him, i.e., please check the amounts and the T's and C's. So he's checking the amount, he's happy with that. He's checking all of the other information that's been put on the proposal, and he's happy with that. So he's just going to go down here and say that it's approved, and he's going to confirm that that task is done. He's now going back to the bar in the Bahamas to carry on drinking Mai Tais while Peter's running the business back in the UK. As you can see, the task has disappeared. There are no more tasks available for Fred to do. So the system automatically keeps you updated with exactly where you need to be in regards to the documentation that's in there. So we'll go back to Peter, and if I just go to the document tray and close this, you will see that we have a task. And we open that up. There's our original stamp. Here at the bottom, I'm sure you can all see that Fred Winner has turned around and said, that's absolutely fine, that's approved. Now, because I know that that action has now been done, I am happy then to send this document out to the customer. Within my list, you'll see that this has not disappeared, this one. And that's not because I've got anything else to do with the document. That will stay there for 30 days to tell me that that task has been completed. So that's smart document control. You've seen how we can store documents, search documents, use the system itself and the approval processes that are laid out behind the front end of the system to get approvals from people that aren't even in the same country as us, to ensure that we can provide a quick and easy work through for our customers in regards to this particular proposal. And I'm sure that you can all see how quick and easy that demonstration is in regards to being able to get your customers on side in regards to how this can benefit them. There are an awful lot of organizations out there that simply need to have archival and storage. If that's what they want, that's what you show. And thereby starting them on that road with DocuWare. And as we said in the presentation, which has now jumped around, it's time to take off. So there's the webinar, there's the demonstration. I will now open it up to answer your questions with the assistance of my assistant, Nick.
Thanks, Bob. Just looking at a couple of the questions now, mainly questions about receiving the slides after the presentation. But a response from someone who has said SharePoint to your question about what
Yes.
that one file management you can remember. So that was SharePoint.
How can you forget SharePoint?
Yeah. But apart from that, no, it looks good. I think. Oh, here we go. Right, we've had a question, and it is the stamp you just showed. Can it be customized?
Yes. So the idea to start with is just to use the demonstration that I've shown you. The thing with DocuWare is everything can be changed within the system. Okay, we have, you know, and as a solution itself, it's completely customizable for all customers. The point and benefit of what we're talking about today is using the pre-configured smart document control solution to enable you to get those quick and easy wins moving and rolling forward, to then in the next steps talk to your customers about what do you want to do next. You're up, you're running, you're using the system. How do you want to improve that for the organization? So although the answer is yes, an absolute definite yes, I would work along the lines of just doing the smart document control to start with, and then building from there.
Thanks, Bob. Another question. How easy can we translate this smart solution? For example, Dutch. I believe it is translatable. We do have it in Dutch, don't we?
We do. It's currently available in 17 different languages.
17. I've just found the article now, and Dutch is definitely on there. So
yeah, and I would turn around and say, please don't ask me which languages, because I can't remember.
I can. I've got the list in front of me. So we've got it in Arabic, Bulgarian, Croatian, Dutch, English, Finnish, French, German, Greek, Italian, Japanese, Polish, Portuguese, Russian, Spanish, Swedish, Turkish. So there you go.
And even though we don't have any Americans here, it is available in American, which everybody else says is English, but obviously
I disagree. Right. I can't see any further questions in here, so I think you're free to wrap up. Okay,
everybody, this I sell this on a regular basis. It as a starting point for, you know, really taking off with DocuWare and showing quick, immediate benefits to your customers. This pre-configured solution is a godsend. We have companies that have started with this and expanded massive amounts to what they're using now within their organizations. And I'm talking about going from smart document control to now having all of their HR department covered with DocuWare, all of their invoice processing, all of their contract management, and across the globe, companies using storage and archive to ensure that they have complete visibility and control of their documentation. So I would really encourage you all to use this as that first step benchmark solution to build into organizations and start that relationship with DocuWare. We are always here. Obviously, all of you have your partner managers that are available for any questions or assistance that you require. I am always on the other end of email or telephone, so I'm quite happy for anyone to contact me if required. And again, get to know the partner portal really, really well, because the amount of information on there is phenomenal. So, and I think we've just had another question come through.
We have. You can see that, can't you?
Yes. Yeah, I've just opened it up. So the question is, face an issue with document import when I import an Arabic document and try to index one or two index fields which are in English. It shows special characters. An Arabic OCR is good, but if it's just an English document and not a mix of the two, there are no issues. Jamshed, I'll be honest with you, I will have to find out on that, because it may be that a couple of tweaks are required to ensure that if you have two languages on the document, the OCR can pick up both types of language based on where you want that information to actually be put when you're indexing. So fire me over an email with that so that I can come back to you, so that I've got your email address and everything, and I will find out an answer for you on that one. So thank you for that question. I always like questions that I can't answer. Yeah, so apart from that, guys, thank you very much for attending. I hope everybody enjoyed it and found it useful. As I said, I'm always here if you need answers to questions or anything, and I will leave you all to the rest of your day.